There are a couple of reasons which shows that it is not the rupee alone which will drive Indian exports. Rupee is one of the factors which adds to the competitiveness of exports. But we should also keep in mind that we have many sectors of exports who are largely import driven. For example, petroleum products, electronic, gems and jewelry. And therefore rupee depreciation, while on the one hand help you in exports, it also increases the imported cost of the inputs. Thirdly, over a period of time, the import intensity of Indian exports has gone up substantially. And while of course rupee is one of the worst performing currency in Asia, when it comes to the commodity exports, we have lost out to many countries in Latin America, because if you look into the Brazilian currency or the Argentinian currency, they have depreciated significantly, and so is true of Russia and to some extent in South Africa. So in metal and commodities, we have lost out to these countries. But I do admit that rupee at 72 is providing much needed competitiveness to exports, and I hope that we will build on those factors now, and it will help in India's increasing our export to at least 15 to 20% in this fiscal. In fact, I will say that Indian exports are more attuned to the growth in the global trade. The global trade in last 5 years have shown a declining trend only, and Indian exports have followed it. But definitely we have numerous challenges at the domestic front also. The fact of the matter is that in traditional sectors of exports, we have lost competitiveness. Many of our neighbors have become more competitive, and that has also affected our exports. Thirdly, we have not pursued diversification in exports very aggressively. Our export basket is still very limited, and therefore unless we diversify export basket, it will be very difficult to sustain export on long-term basis. And finally, Indian exports can do well provided your manufacturing is robust. The manufacturing in last few years is struggling, and therefore unless we bring manufacturing on track, it will be very difficult to support the export sector.